Hello, 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 how is everybody? This is John Mason. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and that is a time we pay our respects to all the women in our lives, our mothers, and our wives, and our girlfriends, and our sisters, and every other woman we come across. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. And if we want the best for the women in our lives, we must protect their reproductive rights. There are all these states going around that places the most onerous restrictions on abortions. Like, you can only have an abortion after so many weeks before you even know, the woman even knows that there's a fetus inside of her. And you remembered Katie Britt, the senator from Arkansas, who had this very bad case of ham acting after Biden's State of the Union address. Is that the best the Republicans can do? Well, anyway, she has this bright idea of a database. She's proposing this bill that would establish a database for all women who are pregnant. Hello, 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 John Mason. How is everybody? I hope you're doing well, in spite of everything. I have been appalled and disgusted by our commander-in-chief treating California, particularly LA, or especially certain blocks of LA, into a war zone, sending in the National Guard and the Marines. As a matter of fact, there's reports that the guardsmen sent down to LA were not provided for. Nothing to eat, nothing to drink, no place to sleep. And they were in such a rush to get those guys down there. They didn't get a chance to fill out paperwork that would have been paid for this little adventure or misadventure, or have it qualified and added to their VA benefits. But no, Donald Trump regards his military as suckers and losers. Young men and women who come from the working classes and the low-income classes and the small towns and in the city blocks where you and I come from, the working people of America and low-income people of America. And now tomorrow he's going to treat our men and women in uniform as a chorus line for his grand parade down Pennsylvania Avenue to celebrate the glorious leader. And guess what? There's this company that has to hire people to fill the bleachers for Trump's parade. And they're going to be paid in cyber cryptocurrency, which I have no confidence in. I mean, he knows somewhere in the back of his twisted little brain pan, Donald Trump knows that we're sick of him. But he's in denial of it. I am just waiting for the military brass to confront Trump with this nonsense and tell him, sir, that's not how it works. And the fear is that Trump might invoke the Insurrection Act, which would give him the authority to declare martial law in certain parts of the country and ban meetings. So we're going to keep on meeting we are going to continue to defy Trump. Let him know he's a weak little pussy punk he is. As a matter of fact, tomorrow is Trump's coming into the world day, the Plague Us Day, and the date of his glorious Goose Step-a-thon, which happens to coincide with the anniversary of the founding of the United States Army. And that's going to be No King's Day. No King's Day, which means Trump isn't going to be a king. He's going to get crowned, but he's not going to be a king. And there'll be rallies and marches and demonstrations all over the country, except for D.C., of course. And there's going to be supportive marches and demonstrations in some European cities. Isn't that neat? I myself will be going to the one tomorrow, starting at 12 o'clock at Love Park on 16th and JFK Boulevard. And it's going to lead to a march down to Independence Hall, the birthplace of our Constitution. Constitution, Donnie, you heard of that thing? You probably tear it up, roll into a joint, and smoke it. But anyway, let's continue the fight. The great thing about demonstrations and rallies is we know how to band together. We see people who think just like us, who hate this oppressive situations just as much as we do, and we know we're not alone. A dictatorial regime would want dissidents to think they're all alone, so they better keep their mouth shut. This shows we know who we are. We're united and we're banding together. So after the rallies, after the marches, let's get to work and continue the work. In our neighborhoods, in our workstations, our workplaces, continue the work. Okay, that being said, advertisements. All this work I do on this podcast and my YouTube channel and my blog and my poetry are work. All work. I shell out money to pay for all these platforms I do this work in. And I need to be compensated for it. And also possibly move it to a higher level. Therefore, I ask that you get on my website, johnomason.com, and click either the PayPal button or the Buy Me a Coffee button and see what you can give. I would greatly appreciate it so I can keep this work going. Thanks. And also, my novel, Soldier of the Cross, is available on Amazon.com. It's the story of David Lucas, who, as a young man in the early 60s, is a drunk and a horde chaser and a school bully. He gets in trouble in the army. He comes out of the army a fanatical, born-again Christian, trying to be a manly man for Jesus. But how he goes about it leads him into disaster. Please pick it up. Soldier of the Cross on Amazon.com. And also, Hemperific is a lovely little CBD product store located on Snyder Avenue near 15th Street in South Philadelphia. There you'll find some of the finest cannabis-infused products. Gummies and candies and flour and tea and hand sanitizer and lip balm and dog treats. Yeah, dog treats. Look them up, please. HemperificLLC.com. And also, my beloved career and business coach, Michelle Snow. Michelle is excellent in helping you develop your professional career or small business. Let you know what you're doing right, where you need work, and help you network with other up-and-coming entrepreneurs and professionals. Do please look her up. growwithsnow.com. Okay. Alrighty then. That's our mission, and we have no choice but to accept it. It's for our nation, our future generations, the honor of our country. Let's get at it and give Orange Boy a run for his money, or in his case, a waddle. Thanks. Enjoy your weekend. Shabbat Shalom. Bye.